you hiding? What are you hiding? The council has the responsibility to answer to the public and keep the citizens informed. If you can't keep your oath of office and can't handle your responsibilities to the people, please resign.
Thank you for your comment. Anybody else in the first row want to make a comment?
Yeah, Melina Berjovi, 221 H Street, Blawnox. And I'm responding this into, I'm hurt because the president of the council addressed me as an un-American. So I'm gonna respond to that. Because he called me an un-American because I wasn't born here and I speak with an accent, and I'm very hurt about that. That was inappropriate. I'm dwelling at the time in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm a lawful American citizen by choice, practicing endowed by our Creator with our certain unalienable rights, First Amendment, and the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And by doing so, I'm not infringing anyone's rights, but encouraging your rights while I'm protecting mine. The Thomas Jefferson quote says that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to those ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such a form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. I'm a free woman. I recognize no obligation towards you or any man except one, to respect their freedom and take no part in a slave society. You choose to become a public servant when can change this situation from one politician to the other. But of course, the strategy remains the same. A humanitarian who starts with the declaration of love for mankind and ends with the sea of the blood will go on and on as long as man believes that action is good if it's unselfish. You leaders say that you think not that you ask nothing for yourselves, but you do observe results. In history, one civilization fell and another civilization is a progress towards the society of privacy. The savage's whole experience is a public rule by the law of his tribe. Civilization is a progress of setting a man free from the man. And in the Blawnox of the Commonwealth...
You're 3 minutes up.
Okay.
Melina, you're 3 minutes up, and we need to get on with other comments. Thank you. Anybody else in the first row want to comment? Anybody in the second row want to comment on any agenda, or any regular item? Anybody in the second row over here? Comment?
Mary Ann Saunders, the other 222 Walnut Street, Blawnox. You mentioned the plaque on the ballpark. It's on the plaque.
I can answer that. Probably 30 years ago, Mary Ann, somebody came to me from the Baseball Association, and I don't remember who it was at that time, and asked if we could have a concession stand down at the ball field. Okay. I said that I would look into it because we didn't have money to do it at that time. So I contacted a guy by the name of Bob Friedhoff. Bob Friedhoff is a friend of mine, lived in O'Hara Township, who worked for Allegheny County. He was very astute when it came to small construction projects. And I called Bob, I met with him, and I asked Bob if he and some of his friends would be kind enough to build us a concession stand at the ball field. I said, we can't pay you one dime. I said, the borough will buy the materials, but we can't pay you the dime. Their request to me was just make sure there's a lot of water down there. for us because they like to drink water. Okay, and it amounted to, it was Bob Friedoff, it was Pete Murray, and it was George, and the Walkers, George and Joe Walker. Those were the four guys. When we were remiss over the years and didn't do anything to recognize them for doing that. So after we got some help from the county and ourselves, and we built the new facility down there, Denny and I talked and thought we maybe should get a plaque of accommodation made in their honor, put on the new building because of what they did for the old one. And that's what the plaque is.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna go to executive session. No, I think we asked them.
Okay, at this time, we'd like to go into executive session, take care of litigation and some real estate and personnel problems. We'll adjourn the regular meeting for now.
We'll have no action coming out of the executive session, so you don't have to stay. There'll be no further.
We're just gonna adjourn when we come back.
Keep everything going, record people for some.
Jim, you want to turn the camera off?
Jim, are both of those cameras yours there?
I'm giving it grudgingly, you know that.
I don't know.
You don't know if they're yours?
No.
Well, you indicated they were yours.
No, I indicated that I was going to be videoing.
I'm not going to.
So you have to find out. I don't know.
Who's that other camera that belongs to?
Oh, no, I don't need them. No.
We asked Melina if she was videoing. Melina, is that your camera?
No, that's both kids, but
I'm sorry, is that your
He
camera?
doesn't know who they are.
I gave it to
No,
him.
no,
That's his
He
device.
doesn't know whose cameras they are.
He said he didn't know who they
He's
were.
just videotaping, but he doesn't know whose
Oh,
cameras
okay,
they are.
well, you can take them out.
No, who's
Now, they need shut off when we're not in session.
We need to
Okay,
shut
well,
off
they're
those.
going to
Shut
be
them off,
out.
please.
Is that your camera, Melina?
No,
That is not your camera.
Mary Ann Saunders, the 222 Blawnox Council. You mentioned the plaque on the ballpark. It's on the plaque.
I can answer that. Probably 30 years ago, Mary Ann, somebody came to me from the Baseball Association, and I don't remember who it was at that time, and asked if we could have a concession stand down at the ball field. Okay. I said that I would look into it because we didn't have money to do it at that time. So I contacted a guy by the name of Bob Friedoff. Bob Friedoff was a friend of mine, lived in O'Hara Township, worked for Allegheny County, was very astute when it came to small construction projects. And I called Bob, I met with him, and I asked Bob if he and some of his friends would be kind enough to build us a concession stand at the ball field. I says, we can't pay you $1. I says, the borough will buy the materials, but we can't pay you $1. Their request to me was just make sure there's a lot of water down there for us because they like to drink water. Okay, and it amounted to, it was Bob Friedoff, it was Pete Murray, and it was George and the Walkers, George and Joe Walker. Those were the four guys. When we were remiss over the years and didn't do anything to recognize them for doing that. So after we got some help from the county and ourselves, and we built the new facility down there, Denny and I talked and thought we maybe should get a plaque of accommodation made in their honor, put on the new building because of what they did for the old one. And that's what the plaque is.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna go into executive session. No, I think we asked them. We need to, executive
Okay, at
session.
this time, we'd like to go into executive session, take care of litigation and some real estate and personnel problems. We'll adjourn the regular meeting for now.
We'll have no action coming out of the executive session, so you don't have to stay if you want. There'll be no further vote.
We're just gonna adjourn when we go back.
Keep everything going, record people for a second.
Jim, you want to turn the camera on?
Jim, are both of those cameras yours there?
I'm giving it grudgingly, you know that.
I don't know.
You don't know if they're yours?
No,
Well, you indicated it was yours.
no, I indicated that I was gonna be videoing.
I'm not gonna
Whose
smile.
cameras are
Maybe you have to find out, I don't know.
Who's that other camera belong to?
Return my glove. Oh, no, I don't need them. No, no.
We asked Melina if she was video. Melina, is that your camera there?
I'm sorry.
No, that's both kids, but
I'm sorry, is that your
He
camera?
doesn't know who they are.
I gave it to
No,
him. That's
he's-
his
He
device.
doesn't know whose cameras they are.
He said he didn't know who they
He's
were.
just videotaped it, but he doesn't know whose
Oh,
cameras
okay,
they are.
well, you can take them out.
No, who's?
No, they need shut off when we're not in session.
We need to
Okay,
shut
well,
off
they're
those.
going
Shut
to be
'em off,
out.
please.
Is that your camera, Melina?
No,
That is not your camera?
no.
Okay, but we wouldn't want you fitted.
Well,
We
she
wouldn't
would
want
never
him
fit
fitting
that.
us either, but it happens.
We cannot hear the people in the second row. I'm old. And Jackson decided he could not hear.
You want to help?
Yeah.
All right, then, let's get out.
Well,
We'll try to speak up.
yeah, whenever, I'm sorry. Yes, here. Sorry.
If there's money, then that's a different thing, then you need the Attorney General to look into this.
There is absolutely clearly, because they, you know.
If that's
it's like-
if that's the case,
Yeah.
if there's
That
money
is the
involved,
case.
then
Well, we
there's
actually
more than
contacted
just poor
the
government.
auditor, yeah,
That is
yeah.
fraud. I mean, that is.
Yeah, but they've written papers, they've sent them to the people you're supposed to send them to. What ends up happening is they'll write back, oh, we lost the papers. There are a ton of papers. They had to get them back. Then they didn't fulfill with that. Next thing you know, it's basically just kind of skipped over. They know what's going on. They're all in the same ring.
Well, I don't know why they're doing it. I mean,
Well, of course you know why they're doing it
Oh,
for
it is
money.
right.
well, if there is money, then you gotta find all of the money.
We did? We,
Have you written to the Attorney General? With your
yes,
evidence? And you
yes.
gotta drop yourself responding.
Actually, she wrote to the auditor general. and that was not
Yeah,
like
but
ours.
previously, your papers, your companion, who did that go to?
Yeah. Well, we went, actually because of misuse of grants that they had, which we have very good proof of, we went directly to Blawnox, who was the head of the Economic Development Department at the state level, and they lost the file. They said the file was lost.
And you gotta go to
And
the
then-
prosecutor.
Well, what
Either
we
the,
basically
attorney-
did-
I'd go to the Attorney General.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's running for governor now.
I know.
And get up there and say, what happened with the case in Blawnox? Well,
Yes.
why was those not investigated? We don't know if you're qualified to be governor if you can't do the Attorney General.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know, exactly.
You gotta play these
Yeah,
guys,
I know,
you know?
yeah.
Okay, we're
You're
gonna
right.
go?
And as a matter of fact, some of that, we actually
Do you
did
mind if I go?
protest.
No, you go first, because
Yeah,
you
it's
can go
difficult. Like it
faster.
says, I don't know, Joel, I'm just saying, I would just.
No, you're right.
I would, you know, fight, I would fight this down.
Well-
To prevent, and like I said, the guy who died. He had to die before we could get any headway, before they changed the office.
You want a copy of my letter?
Yeah, I will. Take this, please.
Yes.
You think
Not the
I'll
purse.
resign you?
Everything.
For the purse.
I need the paper though.
Okay. Can I have mine back?
He's there. I was trying to get, what's her name, upstairs. She was way down there, so I got her upstairs. And I stayed up there and I came back down and I forgot about the keys, went back up and they came up and like locked my keys or something.
Oh, well,
Wait, the police are locked out?
No, I